Alright, here we go. Come on, Ellen. Will it be early? Will it be a little bit early? Oh, alright. So here's the deal. I do not know if you were guaranteed the character at the very beginning. I don't know. This is my first 5-star off the event banner. I don't know if you're guaranteed or not. But I will say this. If I don't get Ellen, I'm done with the game. I'm 100% done with the game. I don't want to play this game. Fuck this game. So let's see. W.
I, Anton, proudly hold the title of
Anton.
second best driller in the company.
Oh, W. Another W. A W.
Soldier 11 reporting for duty. Ready for action.
My first 5-star on the event banner is a loss. Game, you already pretty much lost me. Zenless, you pretty much already lost me. You lost me before I was pulling for Ellen. Pretty much. Pretty much. Because I have not been too interested in your gameplay. Getting Ellen was probably pretty much the only thing that was going to save you. Because I thought Ellen's gameplay was pretty fun. Yep. Alright. Alright, that's it. So, I'm going to go ahead and go into my discussion. So, Zenless Zone Zero is not the combat experience that a lot of people were probably going to hope for. In fact, the game has overall been appearing very boring. And that's not just coming from me. You guys will see content creators like Mtashed. I was in Mtashed's stream. That man quit literally a few hours. I think he played for 5 hours. 5 hours in. Got to the same level actually that I'm at. Level 21. And pretty much dipped out of Zenless Zone Zero. And pretty much said the same things that I feel. The game feels like you were just having your hand held through the combats. You've seen gameplay during this video where honestly it's just the characters pop up in the corner and say, hey, hit this button. Hey, hit this button. You guys can't see it because my camera's in the way, but in the bottom right, it shows one of your characters saying, hey, I'll do a swap-in attack. And then as you guys see during the big moments where you are stunning an enemy, literally the game slows down and here you got under the bottom of the screen, hey, hit this button and I'll do a cool attack while swapping in. And it's just literally fill up a meter, do an attack, and half the time I don't even understand when I have an ult. I literally have no clue when I have an ult. My ult just pops up and then I hit the ult. How or what's charging it? I don't know. Because literally this is something I don't even notice. Like in Genshin, you could just see the little liquid fill up the meter, and then bam, you got your ult. In Honkai Star Rail, you watch your ult meter fill up. In Wuthering Waves, you watch your ult meter fill up with the line going around it. This game, I have no fucking clue what's charging my ult. It's just there, and then it's not even just there. It's there from all my characters. Your character doesn't have its own individual ult. I mean, they do, but what I mean is that once you use your ult on one of those characters in your team, that's it. That's done. Like, that's no more ults for your team, which takes away some of the synergy, in my opinion. The rest of the synergy is just in popping your skill or your enhanced skill, and then just basic attacking until one of your characters say, hey, swap me in, I want to do an intro attack. And then your other character's like, hey, swap me in, I want to do an intro attack. And it feels like Imtash was saying in his video, the game is holding your hand. The game, it feels like you're not in control. It's the game telling you what button to press. And yes, that sounds silly, because you can say, well, whenever any game's like ability lights up, that means hit it. Yeah, but the game is basically showing you. The game is basically with arrows pointing to you to hit the button. Like I said, all the times that you need to do a swap in attack, the game is literally fucking telling you to do it. It's just not, it's not like a subtle thing where, for example, in Wuthering Waves, if I can see in the corner my concerto meter is full for me to do the swap attack and to go to my next character so they can do their intro skill. But I can choose not to. The game doesn't literally point. It just highlights my characters in the side of my screen saying, hey, your intro meter is full. You have the option to hit this. But I can choose, and I can even have good reasoning for not doing it. So I could maybe fill up my ult and then maybe do my echo skill to set up for the intro skill for my next character. I can find strategic reasons for why I should hold off on doing the intro skill to my next character rather than just go ahead and hit it because the game told me to. Because more than likely the game is right in this case. I might as well just do it. And that's the thing. And also, the enemies in this game, only like a couple of them feel interesting to fight. And that's just been a couple boss enemies. All the other enemies are like you would expect in Genshin Impact. Just dumb AI enemies that just stand there half the time and let you punch them in the face. There's, like I said, there's only a couple enemies in this game that have been worth fighting. And other than that, yes, I think the game, let's go ahead and get some good out of the way. This game has a really good soundtrack to it. And the animation, like I expected, the animation in this game is good. I have kind of gotten used to the artistic style. The artistic style's kind of rubbed off on me a little bit. But the other big thing about this game is this story for this game. Who gives a shit? This game is all about chasing after a MacGuffin. And the thing is about using MacGuffins in storyline is that you gotta make the MacGuffin have relevancy. You have to give the MacGuffin purpose. For those of you who don't know what a MacGuffin is, it's basically a narrative device where the storyteller, the author, is giving the characters an item to chase. That way they can complete whatever quest they're on. In this case, it's some kind of strong box. And the characters are going after it for whatever reason. And I don't care. I literally do not care. Because this game did not set up a good story. I do not know really who the villains are in this story. I just know that they're hollows. And whenever they say hollows, I think of hollows from Bleach. And I don't care. I got these enemies that are here in this world. I don't know why these enemies are here. I noticed that we're watching these characters watch through a TV screen that these agents, Nicole and all the other characters are going and fighting for them. But why? Why is their team and their organization set up like this? Why do these enemies exist? Why do half the characters in this game either look like robots, look like little rabbit dudes, or look like complete weird creatures that I've never seen before? There is no purpose set for this world that explains why the characters are here. And when you can't set up a world that explains why the characters exist, that makes me not care for the characters. Other than just looking at the design and saying, oh, that design looks kind of cool for this character. There's only a few characters that I think have a good design. Don't get me wrong, Grace is hot.
Ready for nothing to fear.
Nicole has been like the only character that's been like a character that everyone has kind of drooled over, and same reason pretty much for Grace, because she has a really nice rack, and she is beautiful. I'll give her that. But other than that,
Come on, let's get to Starlight. It's time to shine.
he's an alright character, but all the other characters just look so plain.
Further instructions. Standing by. Ready?
And Ellen is a nice character, but, well, fuck me, I didn't get her. And Dog Dude's okay. I'll give Dog Dude an okay. Very, very generic Nico character.
Good day, Proxy.
And, to my assumption, a lolly. But granted, half the characters in this game are lollies.
Is food included?
Combat is very, very, it's like a watered down, and this is where I'm going to be real with you guys. The combat is basically the same as Honkai Impact 3rd, only with like minor differences. It's basically Honkai Impact 3rd's combat, only with more kind of team synergy. And that's it. There's a dodge mechanic in Honkai Impact 3rd where you like activate dodge abilities. There is a skill, and some characters have enhanced skills in Honkai Impact 3rd. And the only difference though in Honkai Impact 3rd is that every character is able to use their ults. When in this game, only one character can use their ult when the ult thing is up. In fact, that's what I'm saying. I think Honkai Impact 3rd has better combat than this game. This game is not going to match up to Wuthering Waves. Anybody who was wondering if this game was going to match up to Wuthering Waves, it's not. And I'm not saying that because I lost my 50-50 for Ellen. And I'll be real with you guys, I was already on the fence of quitting this game before I pulled for Ellen. I just wanted to see if I would get Ellen. That was it. The other big issue with this game is its TV mode. The TV mode is one of the biggest complaints about the game, and that's actually quite hilarious for the reason that the TV mode was a criticism and an issue back in the first beta. The TV mode was everyone's biggest complaint, and it was so bad in the first beta that people were talking about how they were not going to play this game if the TV mode was still in the game. Players from the first beta were so adamant about how much they hated the TV stuff, where you literally would go across to different TVs trying to progress the story, that they said that they were not going to be interested in Zenless Zone Zero if the TV stuff was still in the game. Well, lo and behold, the TV stuff is still in the game. And I don't even know what happened from the closed beta 2 players. And I think there was a third beta, and people were saying that the TV stuff was reduced. No, the TV stuff is still very prevalent in the story of the game. In fact, half the gameplay of playing for the story is tied to the TV. Doing adventures is tied to the TV stuff. And it's so lazy and so boring. The characters literally are talking about how they're infiltrating these buildings, doing these PSYOP missions, trying to rescue people, get data, so on and so forth. But you, the player, are playing through this through the TVs, and the only time you're actually in combat, actually doing anything, is when your characters are fighting enemies. But then, as soon as the battles are over, you go right back into the TV stuff. And that's so boring, because I'm thinking to myself, talking from an immersion point of view, of I don't want to be controlling what's going on through this TV. I want to be actually doing stuff with the characters. These characters that I collected for the pull system, the summoning system. Why am I controlling all this action for the events of a TV? Why, like, there's part of a mission where you're trying to get a train, and you're going to get the train to run into this boss. Well, why don't I actually do that? Why don't you have my characters
going about setting up these things instead of doing all this through a TV. It's so lazy and so boring. You created this world that's got this like cartoony, cyber, psyop, somewhat modern world, and you don't show it. You only show it in fights. And that ruins the immersion. That ruins people wanting to have any interest in your world because they don't see the world. All they see is you controlling all this stuff through the TV screens. And it doesn't feel immersive. It feels boring. And that is why, I would say part of the reason why the Twitch viewership was plummeting for Zenless Zone Zero last night. People tuned in to watch these streamers and it fell off hard. And several streamers quit, one of those including MTash. So with that being said, I'm just going to be with you guys. I tried Zenless Zone Zero. I gave it its fair shake. I was giving it its fair and honest shake. But this game, it is, in my opinion, trash. It is not going to compare at all to Honkai Star Rail. It's nowhere near going to be as good as Genshin Impact. And by as good, I mean as in like popularity. Trust me, Genshin still has its issues. And it's nowhere near as good as Wuthering Waves. So, head down to the comments. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Did you guys try Zenless Zone Zero? Did you guys think it was worth the damn? Are you guys enjoying it? Let me know in the comments what you guys think of Zenless Zone Zero. And with that being said, thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for watching. And I'll catch you guys later.